Maya sat quietly in the courtroom, her hands folded calmly in her lap. She was tired from long nights on duty, from the constant worry about her child and from the weight of this battle she now faced. But there was something steady in her eyes, a quiet confidence that no one could easily shake. She was a military officer, a woman who had served her country with pride, and she was a mother, fiercely protective of the little boy waiting for her outside these walls. Her life was far from easy. Maya didn't have the luxury of a fancy home or expensive clothes. She lived modestly, renting a small apartment near the base, working hard every day to balance her two worlds. She had given up many things for her service and her child. Now, she stood at a crossroads. Across the room sat Richard, her ex-husband. He wore an expensive suit, his watch gleaming in the light. Rich, powerful, and arrogant, Richard seemed confident that this court battle was already won. He looked at Maya with a cold smile, as if seeing her struggle was a game he was sure to win. Richard's lawyer stood up, clearing his throat. "Your Honor," he said, his voice sharp, "we contend that Maya is an unfit mother. Her military duties take her away for long stretches. How can she possibly provide a stable home for their child?" The room filled with whispers, and Maya felt the tension tighten around her like a noose. She didn't answer right away. Instead, she took a deep breath, preparing for the fight she knew was just beginning. The lawyer's words cut through the quiet courtroom like a knife. "Maya's military service shows she is selfish," he said, voice cold and hard. "She puts her own career and dangerous missions before the needs of her child. How can a mother who is often away, risking her life, provide a safe and stable home?" Maya's heart tightened. She felt a sharp sting of hurt. How could he not see the sacrifices she had made? The nights spent awake, worrying. The birthdays missed. The times she held her child close before leaving for deployment, promising she would come back. It wasn't selfishness, it was love, fierce and unbreakable. The lawyer went on, painting a picture of a mother who was never home, who left her child alone and confused. "Children need stability," he said. "They need a mother who is there every day. Maya's military life is full of chaos. That is not what a child needs." Maya swallowed hard, biting back the frustration rising inside her. She had spent years juggling military training, long deployments, and raising her child alone whenever she could. She remembered the small moments, the quiet dinners, the bedtime stories whispered over a crackling phone line, the hurried birthday celebrations squeezed between missions. The judge watched Maya carefully, a faint frown on his face. His eyes held a mix of doubt and curiosity, but the doubt was clear. The courtroom buzzed with whispered opinions. Some seemed to side with Richard's polished world of wealth and order. Richard's lawyer didn't stop there. "Maya's background is rough," he said sharply. "Her military service may be honorable to some, but it is harsh and unpredictable. Our client Richard offers a calm, comfortable, and safe environment for their child. Stability, discipline, and a proper upbringing, not danger and uncertainty." Maya's fists clenched under the table, but she stayed silent. The words stung, but she refused to break down here. She knew this battle was bigger than her feelings. It was about proving her worth, not just as a soldier but as a mother. The tension in the room grew heavier. Maya could feel the weight of every judgment, every doubt cast against her. But beneath it all, a quiet fire burned. She would fight, for her child, for herself, for the truth that no uniform or harsh word could take away. Maya said nothing. She sat quietly listening as more accusations flew her way. Words like irresponsible, selfish, and dangerous echoed through the courtroom. Each one hit her like a blow, but she didn't respond. Not yet. She knew that if she spoke now, she had to say something that would be heard, something real. The room seemed to hold its breath. Everyone wondered what she would do. Would she break down? Would she fight back? The tension was thick, like the calm before a storm. Inside her mind, Maya replayed the promises she had made to her child. How she had told him she would always come home, no matter what. How she had missed birthdays and school plays but sent letters and calls filled with love. She remembered the cold nights alone in distant places, the quiet moments sneaked between training and missions, just to hold on to hope. These memories gave her strength. For a moment it felt like the weight of the world was pressing down on her. Her heart ached with loneliness and exhaustion. She felt close to breaking, but she held herself together. She wiped away a tear no one saw and straightened her back. The judge leaned forward, eyes narrowing. His expression showed the battle in his mind. The judge seemed ready to believe Richard, the wealthy man with a polished life, expensive lawyers, and all the power money could buy. It was clear where the judge's sympathies were leaning. Then, quietly but firmly, Maya spoke. "Your Honor," she said, her voice steady but full of emotion. "May I have a moment to speak?" The courtroom went silent. All eyes turned to her. The question hung in the air, thick with curiosity and surprise. What would she say? Would she change the course of this case? Maya took a deep breath. This was her moment. Maya rose slowly, the courtroom falling into a deep silence as all eyes fixed on her. The tension in the room shifted, a quiet anticipation hanging in the air. She reached up and slowly unzipped her military jacket. The soft sound echoed through the stillness. Beneath the jacket, her uniform was worn but neat. Rows of medals gleamed quietly under the courtroom lights, each one telling a story. There were scars on her forearms, faint but visible, marking battles that most people never saw. Pinned just above her heart was a small faded photo of her child, tucked inside a clear plastic sleeve. She paused, letting the weight of those medals and scars speak for a moment. Then her voice, steady but filled with raw emotion, broke the silence. "Each medal I wear," Maya began, "is not just a piece of metal. It's a story of sacrifice, of courage, of protecting people who couldn't protect themselves. I served in dangerous places, far away from home, because I wanted to make the world safer for families like mine." She touched the scar on her forearm gently. "This scar was from a mission where I helped rescue civilians trapped in a war zone. We faced gunfire and explosions. I risked my life so those families could live another day. I did this not because it was easy, but because it was right." Maya looked around the courtroom, her eyes meeting those of the judge, the lawyers, even Richard. "Some say my military service makes me unfit as a mother. They say I'm never home, but it's exactly the opposite. My service has made me stronger in heart, in mind and in spirit. Every challenge I faced taught me how to be brave for my child, how to protect him even when I'm not there." She reached into the pocket of her uniform and pulled out a folded letter. Carefully unfolding it, she held it up for all to see. "This is from Sergeant Lewis, a fellow soldier. He calls me a mother figures to many in our unit. Someone who cares deeply, who leads with kindness and strength. That is the kind of mother I am, whether in uniform or at home." The courtroom was utterly silent. The weight of her words settled heavily over everyone present. Even Richard's usual smug smile faltered, his confidence shaken. Maya's voice softened as she added, "I'm not perfect. I have missed moments with my child. Moments I will never get back. But my love for him is endless. I fight every day to be the mother he deserves, whether in a courtroom or on the battlefield." She looked down at the photo pinned over her heart, then back up with quiet resolve. "I am a mother first, and I am strong, and no amount of money or power can change that truth." The judge's expression shifted. What had seemed like a simple custody battle had become something much deeper, a test of courage, love, and respect. Maya slowly zipped her jacket back up, sitting down with a calm that surprised even herself. The courtroom remained hushed, the air thick with a new understanding. After Maya finished speaking, the judge leaned forward, his eyes fixed on her. "Maya," he said quietly, "tell me how you manage to care for your child while serving in the military. How do you balance those two demanding roles?" Maya met his gaze without hesitation. "Your Honor, it's not easy, but I make it work every day. When I'm home, I'm fully present with my child. I make sure he feels loved and safe. I plan ahead for deployments, arranging support from family and friends to be there when I cannot. And I stay in constant contact. Calls, video chats, letters. Distance doesn't mean absence." The judge nodded slowly, absorbing her words. Richard's lawyer suddenly tried to interrupt, his voice sharp and quick. "Your Honor, if I may." The judge held up a hand, cutting him off firmly. "No interruptions. Let Maya finish." Maya continued, her voice steady. "My service has taught me discipline and responsibility. Those same lessons guide me as a mother. I have sacrificed much, but my child's well-being is always my top priority. I fight for him in every way I can." The courtroom was quiet, the weight of Maya's words hanging in the air. The judge glanced down at his papers, then back up with a look that carried more respect than before. "Your dedication is clear, Maya. It takes great strength and courage to serve your country and raise a child at the same time. This court recognizes the sacrifices you have made, and the love you have shown." He paused, then delivered his decision. After careful consideration, I am awarding custody of your child to you. The court believes that Maya's commitment to her child's well-being, combined with her strength and support system, provides the best environment for the child's future. A stunned silence filled the room. Richard's face twisted in disbelief and fury. His confident posture crumbled as he realized the fight was lost. Maya felt a wave of relief wash over her. Years of struggle, sacrifice, and doubt had led to this moment. She stayed calm, her hands folded in her lap, tears of quiet joy forming in her eyes. The judge continued, "This decision is not made lightly. It reflects the truth that strength, love, and dedication are what truly matter, far more than wealth or appearances." Maya glanced toward the courtroom door, imagining her child waiting. The fight had been long and hard, but justice had finally been served. Maya stepped out of the courthouse into the warm sunlight, her breath steady, her heart lighter than it had been in months. The weight she had carried, the doubt, the judgment, the endless fight, felt like it was finally lifting. She was free, proud, strong. Her mind went straight to her child. She pictured his face, the way he smiled when he saw her, after long absences, the way he held her hand tightly, like nothing in the world could break their bond. She promised herself she would keep fighting for him, for their future. No matter how hard the road, she would never stop. A few days later, Maya sat on the worn couch in her small apartment. Her child ran into the room and threw his arms around her. The hug was tight, full of love and relief. In that moment, all the hardship, all the long nights and missed moments, melted away. It was just them, unbreakable, together. Maya whispered softly, "I'm here now and I'm not going anywhere." The battle in court was over, but her journey was far from finished. She knew there were still challenges ahead, not just for her, but for every woman who dared to step outside the roles others expected of them. Society had rules and ideas about what a mother should be, especially when she was also a soldier. But Maya believed those rules could change. Her story was more than just a fight for custody. It was a fight against the unfair judgments and the quiet bias that told women they couldn't be strong and caring at the same time. It was proof that love and sacrifice made a parent, no matter what uniform they wore, or how much money was in their ex-spouse's bank account. True strength, Maya knew now, was not about power or wealth. It was about courage, about fighting for what mattered most, even when the world told her she couldn't. And she would keep fighting, not just for herself, but for every mother who needed to be seen, heard, and believed. Because love is the strongest uniform anyone can wear.